No, I was gonna say if I feel like I want to see some shafts, I'm gonna go open that page. If I'm feeling like
Right.
it's me time, it's solo time, it's time to get busy, I'm gonna click that page open and I'm gonna
Mm.
look for things that I like to see. I don't think that that's necessarily off-putting
Mm.
because it gives you a choice. It's not unsolicited. You're not opening your DM or your email or whatever and seeing a big old dick,
Yeah.
or
And they're
maybe
not
not a
even
big old
big.
dick, or maybe not a big
Yeah,
old dick.
that part, that part. And I think it also is what because I'm pansexual and I actually like that, so I'm like, okay, but
You like
I
opening your DMs and seeing shafts?
no. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay. I
about
was gonna say.
going in a Discord channel, please, please,
I was like, yeah.
please.
Listen, folks. That is not a way to
Don't
send your lightsaber in somebody's
don't
DMs.
send me look unless I ask for it and unless you got that consent already to
Right.
make my morning, to add some cream to my coffee, then do it. But do not send me I did get one and I was like feeling a type of way that morning, before you have your masturbation before you go to work to
Mm.
clear your head space.
Hey,
And I
listen,
got one.
But
That post
listen.
clarity.
You saw.
I got one and I was like, look, this is lovely, but I'm not gonna open it because I didn't ask for it. So you need to unsend this. I'm like, there are boundaries here, But thank you. Let's FaceTime later.
After
thank you.
years.
I'm
Oh
not
my
big
god.
like y'all, so I don't get those issues.
Child,
Man,
hold
you
on
don't
now.
have to be any type of anything
I'm
to
not
receive a
big.
random dick pic.
I'm
Man,
not big.
somebody
Girl.
wrote me. I think it was like it's been like 10 years in this space, and I would get them, and everyone's view of me is like, oh, you're so laid back and nice, and you don't come off as a guy that will like screenshot it and post it and be like, what the hell is this? And so someone like a week ago hit me up on Facebook, and I'll BS you not, it was somebody that reached out to me in 2008 and I didn't respond. And
No.
I was up one night and I was like, they still poking motherfuckers on Facebook? And I was like, I guess I'll poke you back. I don't know, whatever. And I guess that meant I'm gonna hit you up. So I'm old. My phone goes to do not disturb at 10:30. So I'm like, I'm going to bed now. So 12:28, this person hit me up like, hey, handsome, how you doing? And then 20 minutes later it was like, oh, it's like that. And then 30 minutes later it was like, fuck you, motherfucker. And then cussed me out in Spanish. I was like, oh, today I have time. Screenshot. I was like, don't be frank, y'all. I will clown you.
Listen,
You-
hold on,
Trent,
hold
where
on.
you at? Trent?
I was gonna say-
we're getting there. We're getting there. But I want to just interject and say how fucking surprised I am that something like that is not relegated to be done to just a woman or a female presenting person. It happens to all of us apparently. Also, that person had it for you from 2008. That's like over 10 years. Over 10 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said 2018.
Oh my
Because-
god! I was like,
That's-
you
first of all,
As a matter of
Come
fact, I
on.
was gonna say, I think I made it a story, and somebody wrote me this long ass think piece about like I just was like I didn't expect this, and I don't think like what if this person is like a certain kind of way. I was like, hold on, so you want me? I get that I'm a public figure if you're a sex worker or people have seen you have sex or do whatever the case may be. Now it's, oh, you've seen me, so now you think you are entitled to me in some kind of way. And that's what we talk about a lot when it comes to, I always use this in twofold. Like when I talk about I love hot girl summer, be you. I want you to go, like the same thing I say to her when we're talking. I'm like, the relationship that we have, I'm like, I want you to be you. I don't like my view of monogamy. I kind of hate monogamy because the view that people in this world have about monogamy is that it's like ownership. And I don't want you to get to the pearly gates and be mad at me because you didn't experience something in your life or I kept you from something. I'm like, we in this relationship, which means I'm along for the ride. You want to go meet a girl? Go meet her. Bring her over. Let's talk. Hang out, because I don't want things to stop. Life doesn't stop because we're together. life should continue and you should continue to experience. That's what I want people to do on social media. That's what the view of nudity and how, like, I'm sure, Senpai, you've seen the photos that I post on Instagram. And so, like, my view is, if we could take the sexual aspect out of art sometimes when we look at nudity, if we could desexualize the body and like be able to just experience it. Like, I have roles now. I'm not the guy I was when I was in my 20s and I was super fit and lean and stuff. If we could take the sexual view out of it and just look at somebody who's experiencing life, then we probably wouldn't get the comments that we get. Because I'm like, y'all act like y'all horny all the time. And actually, I don't like that. Maybe we can be.
I am horny all the time.
I mean,
I don't know.
Listen, there are times. It's a chance that we might be, and that's not something that we should knock. But in the same breath, I don't know if we want to walk into everybody's room and be like, "So I'm gonna jump your bones, right? Are you ready for this?" And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not ready for this. I don't want this.
you gotta have behavior. There's a way to do things, and people are really awkward and really socially awkward, and they don't know how to have a conversation. And it's like, how exactly do I
approach that person, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like LA. Like, you can see me out and say, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" And like, I am that guy that you can walk up, you can talk to me, and because I will walk up and talk to you. But when you start being like, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" So I was looking at your Google Drive, and I'm like, "Get your fucking hands off me!" Like, it doesn't have to be that way.
Why are you talking about my dick? I'm
like,
buying great.
I was out getting chicken. And I was like, "Bruh, I really just want to get this chicken." And like, and that happens a lot. And that was actually why I retired my OnlyFans, is because they don't pay you. They pay you enough, but they take 3% off the top, and you got to post every 8 days. I was like, I'm not with that. It's like, I got to do something sexual every 8 days. I actually only masturbate maybe once every 4 weeks. I don't like this, so I don't want to do this. But I'm gonna control my own shit. But people were like, literally, I was out at a bar, literally with drinking hands. Somebody was like, "Hey, Mike," and I'm like, "Can we talk without your hand? Can we take a selfie?" And I'm like,
why you gotta
I was like, I'm not going nowhere yet. Like,
Can we talk about creepy people real quick? Because Trenton, I really want you to tell the story recently about the creepy person and how you did, Detective Trin on that act.
So was it Miss FBI?
Yeah. Okay, so this happens quite often, and I've gotten really good at it. But one of my friends, she was like, "Hey, this guy is texting me," and I blocked him, and he found another number and texted me from there. And I think she said she blocked him like 4 or 5 times, something crazy. And he just keeps coming with a new number. And so she put it on her Instagram and was like, "Hey, if you guys want, send dick pics to this number." And in my mind, Petty Detective came out and was like, "Okay, big bet. Let me go ahead and do what I need to do." Because I was like, let me post it. So I posted her screenshots. And then I actually started having guys come up in my DMs like, "Okay, do you want me to send my own dick, or do you want like to find like the Nancy like blue waffle situation? Like, what do you want me to send to him?" And I was like, "Send whatever your heart desires." But one of my other guy friends hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I don't want him to have my number." And I was like, "That's smart." He's like, "Does he have social media?" So I asked her. I was like, "Does he have social media?" She's like, "I don't know. This is his first name." I was able to find his Facebook and exactly where he lives and everything else just off that first name. And then I gave that to the guy friend that was asking for his social media. He's like, "Big bet." And another guy actually hit me up. He actually works on in the military. I'm not gonna say what branch or anything, but he works in the military. And military men, they gonna do whatever their friends are doing. So he's like, "Me and my friends, we're just gonna all send a crazy amount of dick pics to his Facebook and stuff like that." So for the man out there that's in my friend's DMs and hitting her up with multiple numbers, I hope you enjoy the new friends you're making.
So send that to me.
He has not hit her up after all that. So
send that to me, because I will I get people who hit me up and be like, "Hey, Mike, we'd like for you to try out our sex toys." I can send them to him. You can send him a just big giant dildo and be like, "Hey, man, there you go."
Just to throw it out
Sunshine.
there for that guy that didn't want to share his number, Google actually offers a service where it gives you a free number, and you can change that number like every 6 months. So if at any time you want to be petty, hit up Google.
I have a Google number.
Yes, I also
have two actually.
I need to make one.
Yes,
I have. See, I have community, so I haven't made an actual phone number. Like people were like, "We want to connect with you, via text," and I'm like, I'm actually a very terrible texter. Like, I looked at my phone this morning and I was like, I have 50 unread text messages. I need to get 48. I'm getting better. So I'm like, getting better. But like I got community because I was like, what is community? And I was like, oh, Barack Obama texts me from community. So I'm like, I'm gonna get community and I'm gonna just send out a text message and it's cool because I can look on my computer and send them. And I'm like, all right, folks, it's this. I made a new post, do this. And then they blocked me because I put up like a nude or something like that. I was like, it's my phone number, bitch. I can put up whatever I want. Like, I guess you can't send nudes and phone numbers, whatever. But
interesting.
Either way, we're talking about unsolicited shit, and I don't think that I have said it plainly enough, especially with this podcast, and it's probably going to be enough where people are going to see this. I'm like, oh, look at Mike, he's so cute, and I'm going to say this right now, looking into the camera. If you send me a dick pic that I didn't ask for, which I won't ask for because I'm not a Shaft fan, I like cheeks and breasts. And curly hair and curves and all those things. But if you send
wait, let me write that down and get what you like.
Like, I have a type. I do have a type, guys and girls wise. I do have a type. I play the field. But if you send me an unsolicited dick pic, number one, if you've seen my photos, I'm a very artistic view. So you don't have to send it with you looking down at the joint like from the underside of you. And like, first off, I don't want to see like they literally be like, this shit's gonna get him. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, he's finna love it. No, the fuck I'm not.
They be ashy all. They don't moisturize the right places.
I was like, I be sitting here like, please. It don't take. I was like, in the time that it took for you to take this shot, all you had to do was lotion it. And the ones that y'all take in the shower, I don't understand. Like, the phone has a timer. You can walk across the room and take a shot. Most people have Apple Watches. You can use that to take your photos. That's what I do. All my photos are shot by me. So, like, artistify this dick pic. I don't want to see this shit. And even if I am going to see it, and you send it and it's artistic, please ask me first.
You put it in the right
place. Like, I don't want to see a dirty floor.
Like, I'm like, is that... Because I'm going to be looking at everything. I'll be like, why your toes curled like this? Why your nails so long? Like,
sorry.
Who knocked over? Why you got 12 water bottles under your bed? Like, what the hell is this shit? Be flipping tables. Like, what the hell is this shit?
No, look.
You forget to vacuum this morning?
I was like, do you have cats? Because what is all this shit all over the floor?
Right, your house looks like it stinks.
Not only do I not want to see the dick pic, but I will never go to your house because you want to come over. I'll cook. No. Like, what is that? What was that statue where they were cooking food and shit? They was like, "Is that a cat? Bitch, is that a cat on the table?" And I was like, y'all. Some of y'all send dick pics to people, and I was like, I get it, ladies. Now I do. I definitely get it. That's why I'm like, hey, let the vibe happen first. Because people who hit me up, they know exactly who I'm like, he's that nude guy. So there's a chance that I could get some unsolicited photos. I ask now. It's kind of like giving feedback. When you give somebody feedback unsolicitedly and they ain't in the right mental place to take it, they be like, oh, you motherfucker, what you talking about, bitch? Like, I don't want that. So like, hey, do you have some time for some feed forward? Let me give you some quick feed forward real quick. I love that you did this. It's so great. I love this. But this right here, though, let's work on this. Let's work on this.
Like,
Let me pause right there and just intro the episode. Welcome, everybody. I hope the first part of our conversation was entertaining for you. We're about to get into some good stuff today. Welcome to Senpai and Friends. This is episode 5. We are talking about sexy nerds, because what is a sexy nerd? Those are kind of like oxymorons. They don't really fit together. But right here, up in here, right here, you can see that they do. They fit all together, just like this. So let me introduce my guests today, or let them introduce themselves. We
got Mike Lowery in the chat. How you doing, folks?
My arms are the other
yeah,
way.
you.
Okay,
So, yeah.
this is reverse.
What's going on, folks?
When I'm looking, this is Goku.
This is where.
This is Goku.
Yeah, Goku's over
Yeah.
there.
Are we visioning right now?
Oh wait,
That's what it looks like?
Wait, hold on.
Who's getting intro real quick?
We are now the people on the tar mats, just doot doot doot.
Oh, Goku, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Goku's God cousin. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And who we have down young.
Oh, hey guys. I am Sunshine and GRais.
And it's your girl SDTrinity, leader of the Squirtle Squad. What's up, everybody?
You.
Yeah, I see my squad back there. Let me.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh,
I need those for him.
I'm really digging this combo with the glasses and the Urameshi jacket and the green tips. Like it's giving.
Ooh, yes, it's giving. Yes, I love it. Yes. That's cleansing my palate. I feel refreshed. Yes.
I gotta take a drink of water real quick. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Don't want to be thirsty on the stream. I'm sorry.
And today we have a guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Formally, I guess.
Yeah, what's going on? We've been talking about, but I am Mike Lowery. You guys probably know me from my exploits on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans, OnlyPlans, Google Drive, all that good stuff. The leader of the Sexy Nerd Movement, the founder of the Sexy Nerd Movement, and I am perfectly super honored and happy to be here this morning with some excellent women in the culture.
Thank you for coming on and joining us and taking this journey with us while we talk about all of the things that make nerds sexy and what doesn't make nerds sexy. And currently we're on unsolicited dick pics, because unsolicited dick pics are never sexy. As you can see, it doesn't matter, how you present yourself, what you choose to go by, what your pronouns are. No one wants an unsolicited dick pic. And also, would you say artistify that shit?
Yeah, because what the fuck?
Yes. You can fix your background. Me and Trin were laughing at that because listen, I'm not gonna say I haven't noticed, you know what I'm saying, like the shoes and the dirty clothes and whatever that stuff is in the corner. But my girl Trin takes it to a different level and has taught me to look at these pictures in a whole other way.
Right.
I think I may have talked about it on an episode before, but you're gonna get it again. So someone sent me a shower video, and then they sent me another video, but the dicks didn't look like they were the same. They looked like they were possibly two different dicks. So now I'm wondering, is this your dick? Because this was a person I hadn't met in person yet. We were chatting online. It was in the early stages. And when I tell you this guy offed himself within a week, like I was done in a week. Because no. But during that journey, he sent me these videos. And they were solicited. I did ask to see it. Mm-hmm. But we were comparing the dicks. And I was trying to figure out if the dicks were the same. And Trin, she went way past the dicks and was like, hold on, what did you say that he does? Because go ahead, Trin, go ahead. Tell him, because you again, there's a reason I call her Detective Trin. There's a reason she is an investigator.
Yeah, so I vividly remember you're like, hey, I got these two videos. I want you to see if they're the same penis. I was like, okay, sure, why not? But in my mind, I already was like, let me get my notepad and figure some shit out, right? Because I'm going to try to look at the color. I'm going to look at the tip, if it's cut, not cut. the veins, are they in the same area?
Does it have ombre?
Yeah, I was over here like ready for that. So she sends them, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay. Now I looked at the dicks. I really need to focus. You know, it's like, I guess the post-nut clarity of looking at videos. So it's like, all right, I saw it, good dick. Now let's look at the other one. All right, saw that one, good dick. Now let's compare the two. And I remember her saying what they did, and I was just like, let me look at these videos again, right? Am I allowed to say what they did?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So she's like, oh yeah, he does, I think he said realty or something like that. And I was like,
they always do realty.
Okay, let me look at this video again. And one was the shower one. And I immediately, in my mind, I removed his body out of there and was looking. And I was like, the grout is disgusting. He does not clean his shower. If you are someone that works with homes and stuff like that, especially presenting homes, the homes are immaculate, like spotless. So why is your shower so fucking grimy right now? So that was just a first, like, he's probably lying about what he does as his job. Okay. I was getting, and this is no disrespect to like construction workers, but it was giving me more construction worker than I do stuff for homes. Just because it was so nasty. And it wasn't like he just took a shower. It was like that grime has been there for a minute.
You could see the ombre from like the top of the shower towards the bottom, because when she pointed it out, I started looking and I was like, it's really light up there. And it's dark as fuck down here. You don't clean that at all. You don't.
No, that dirt, that some of that damn dirt isn't. It's not decoration. It's not ambiance. Once it sets, it stains. Y'all need to clean the shit up.
Yeah.
Like, get that power washer and stuff like that.
Yeah, get a little steamer or something. But that was just the first thing that I noticed, and I was like, oh no. So he's already lying about his occupation. Like, I don't even think these dicks are even the same, and I still don't think they were. But
no, I don't think they were either. That other video looked really different from that shower video.
Yeah.
So there's a website.
Like, is this the same? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
No, actually later that day he canceled himself. The situation had been ongoing for a few days. He found a way to cancel himself before I could even ask questions about that shit.
I will give it to you.
He was probably lying about everything.
I give it to you. You gave him a week. That's apparently I give people
within
way
a
less
week,
than
not a whole week. Within a week.
Okay.
But yeah, so I looked at that, then I looked at the other video, and I was like, could these be in the same home? Like, I was trying to figure out the lighting situation. I was trying to figure out, is this the same counter? Or is this a different bathroom? Like, in my mind, I was trying to place, like, if I was creating a Sims house, like, would this be the same bathroom? And in my mind, it just was not adding up. 2 + 2 was making 5. And I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't think this is a no-go. I told her, I was like, hey, do what you want to do with that, but I don't think this is the same peen, let alone person. And there is a website that you can take pictures and videos and share them, and it'll show you if it's a screenshot, if it's from the actual device itself, the exact time and day, if there's a filter. It's a whole
or
thing.
Where it came from, like if it's actually posted somewhere else.
Yeah.
I need this website.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, Trent, you sound like me. Like I'm also this way in tweets, and I've actually had to stop that because I'm like, I will look at what you say in a tweet and then look at what you say on your actual Twitter page. And we were talking gaming yesterday because Multiverses came out this week, and everybody's like talking about Multiverses and how fun it is. This person was like, "Y'all dick riding this game, and LeBron's in it, and they can't even get him to like voice act the game." I'm like, first of all, it's a free to play game, so why would they spend their journey or their money trying to get him for his animated self? 2, you're talking about developers being lazy, but you have a post talking about what are your goals for 2020, and you want to stream more often, and you streamed 13 weeks ago. Who's lazy? So I'm that guy that has to stop myself. I'll be like, I was like, don't read them like that, Mike.
No, I do the same thing because it's the same people. Like even just on Instagram, like, oh, she ugly, blah blah blah, and I'm like, Big Ben, let's go and check out your page real quick. Oh, it's
always
private.
the grimy people with the anime pictures that are they profile photos that got something to say. Y'all, I'm like, how are y'all so loud and wrong in 2022? Technology is so out there that folks want to be loud and wrong, and this is like they do this everywhere. We were just talking about this when we were talking about how people white folks. I don't know if white folks are watching this, and if you guys are hurt by what I'm about to say, get over it. I don't like how white folks treat black women cosplayers, and we were talking about that, and I'm like, they can cosplay is a practice of being whoever you want to be because you want to be it. If I'm black and I got dreads and I want to be fucking Vegeta, I can be Vegeta. And so we were talking about like a couple years ago where it was like this really fly cosplay for Goku, and it was a black woman doing it, and she had to pose and everything, and it was like, Goku shouldn't be sexy, it shouldn't be a woman, and it was a black dude doing it. I was like, hey man, shut the fuck up. Just shut up, because like, what's the point? What is the point of like trying to police what people do in the sense of like and belittling? Like folks will be like, that person's not pretty, or they don't. It's like the Kevin Samuels simps. I hate them motherfuckers. Like them folks. God rest his soul. But definitely died, and I was like, so we getting chicken tonight?
Yeah,
like those people, like they're and those people have come out in droves to be like to talk so much shit, and I'm like, who are you? Y'all the people at the con, I gotta remind them to wear deodorant.
Yeah,
like
see, oh man, see, I do the same thing, but I always take it a step further. You probably do it too, but I take it a step further. I'm like, all right, your profile is private on Instagram. That's fine. I'm gonna find your Facebook, and I'll find your Facebook. I found people's mamas, and I'll be like, hey, yo, your son out here tripping. This is what he said. I'll send screenshots, and they'll be like, oh, I never raised him to be like this. I'm like, oh yeah, here's his unsolicited dick pic too. And then they're like, oh, I'm gonna talk to him, and I'll get a message later like, you found my mom? Yeah, I found your mom. Do not try me. Don't try anybody. Like, I want this to be a lesson to anybody. Before you send that unsolicited dick pic, we're probably going to send it to somebody else, because once you send it to me, I have now ownership of it, and I'm going to share it with other people. Now, if it's your mom or your dad or your granny on Facebook, so be it. It doesn't matter. That's what's going to happen with it, because I didn't ask for this, and your mom didn't ask for it either. So we're just all not going to be asking for it, and we're all going to look at it.
What's actually the downside, though, is the part that I hate the most about that, because I'm the same way. But the sucky part is that like the revenge porn laws protect folks from a lot of stuff, but it also protects them, and it sucks, because like there are places that have revenge porn laws where if someone sends you something and you send it to somebody else, then they can get you for that. And I'm like, so you sent me something I didn't want to see, and now I have it, and I show it to somebody else, and now you mad? That's why I be telling folks, say like, listen, pick your friends, because when you tell them something, the things you want folks to know or you don't want folks to know, don't share it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like them ashy dicks. Listen, chat, keep them ashy dicks to yourself. Listen, if you look down at it and it looks like chopsticks, I do something with it.
I just would also like to digress where I want the ash to be, because I'm trying to get this done.
You stop it.
I'm trying to get it to happen.
No,
let's elaborate. Let's unpack that. What?
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead, because he hasn't heard this.
True.
Go ahead.
I want someone to send me a dick pic and they have ashiness only around their ankles. Everything else is moisturized, but the ankles.
Like the area in between the top of the shoe and the bottom of the joggers, just that band,
like a band of ash just around. So you can be like, I'm gonna light a fire for you.
So that's what I did.
Oh no,
this nonsense.
Let me not. I'm not gonna play that game. We talked about it earlier. We talked about it earlier. It's like we don't kiss and tell. We're not gonna play that game.
She wants the Oscar proud snapping fingers ash. Okay, that's what she wants on the ankles. Yeah.
Like no, not at all.
And then I also want to say that I appreciate you saying make them artsy.
Yes.
I appreciate a nude with angles and colors. I sent a nude. I have, some people have old nudes and new ones. Mm-hmm. I like to take them when I feel sexy. Mm-hmm. I like to have lighting. I like to have tone in my stuff. And somebody complimented me and they were like, I love this sepia tone. It turns me on. I was like,
you should have saw the one that I took yesterday in the kitchen drinking coffee, and I posted it on Twitter, and I'm like, this one was nice. And everybody was like, Mike, what's in that cup? I bullshit you not. I thought it was you that said that, but it was somebody else. I was like, oh no, that's not her. But
I'm shy.
I would like link to said Twitter photo.
Yeah, in this chat or directly to you?
Either works. I want to see it.
We're gonna look at it.
Hold on,
But see how we're asking you guys. We're like, hey, can you please
send it?
Me?
Yeah,
please send it.
It's different than he was like, you want to see my coffee cup? And it's like, no. Like,
oh, people do that shit all day. They was like, hey, so like, take a look at my hair. I was like, this is a hole, sir. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. Especially now, that's the hard part because people go to my Twitter and I have a pinned tweet and people will be like, oh, it's this kind of Twitter. And that pinned tweet is the one that really gets people to be like, it's the looking at me that does it. Like you're looking directly at the post. So here's the link to the tweet. If you see the pinned post, I apologize first. But like this is how I like to take my photos. I do my own editing. I got my own watermark. Like I'm like.
First of all, okay. Let me say this because I'm gonna stare at it for a little bit longer afterwards. But clean kitchen, by the way. I thoroughly enjoy it. Also, let me tell you something. Your windowsills are clean. There is no dust, there's no cobwebs, there's nothing in it. Please, if anybody out there, please
use this as an example of how your photos should look.
Yes.
There, I have way too many. I mean, you can go all across my Twitter and be like, oh.
Also, I love what you did with the "This is my happy place" because now it is also my happy place. Also, super random. Do we all leave the stove light on? Is that?
I do it at night because I don't like coming downstairs and I'll be stumbling over shit. And I have a dog that sleeps downstairs, and all of a sudden he'll run over. I'm like, motherfucker! Oh, okay. I thought someone was here. I thought I had to kill somebody.
But I really love how you did this picture. I love the lighting. I love the hues and everything. Everything looks great. Nothing's out of place. I'm here for it. And also, your body looks amazing. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
You said that you weren't in your
20s.
It don't matter.
I haven't been feeling sexy lately, so.
It don't matter.
I understand that.
I've clicked back into this photo several times during this part of this conversation.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Really good.
I haven't looked at it yet because
she's trying to say she's trying not to say what I know she's trying not to say.
Well, either not to say it or don't say it. Okay. God damn it!
Yeah, you just get it out.
I'm a glutton for punishment, so I'll just wait for later. So,
okay. Like I was gonna say, I what I appreciate about this picture are all of the things that Trent said, but also like this pose works even if you had clothes on. If you had a t-shirt and jeans, if you had shorts on, if you had boxers and it was showing bulge, like this particular pose works.
This is
all
the
way
one
across the board. It's good photo.
This was
very
the TV,
artistified.
This is the artistified TBT. This is when, because we were talking about my 20s. This is who I wanted to come back to, and I was like, I don't think I can be this guy again.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Now, mind you, Planet Fitness has some great showers. Let me tell you, I didn't know Planet Fitness was doing it like that with these showers. So
here's the thing: you were very versatile because I like both pictures. I really do. One is giving me like, yes, I also want to be in said shower and just filling up on you. But the other one is like, I also want to be in that kitchen talking about whatever daily things. But in the meantime, I'm like, let me also take my clothes off while we talk about this.
Yeah, like can we talk about all these different things and stuff like that? But like, I like the idea of like when you artistify your stuff, right? Like you can do like guys that want to send like whole strong shafts and shit like that. Like you can send that. There is a way to do it, but like don't just be like, there it is, y'all. I want you to like bask in it and stuff like that. And that's why I try to tell people like if you can make your images stronger in terms of like how they look. I'll give y'all, this is my last one I'm gonna give y'all. If you the example of like artistifying a shot where you want it to be, you know, I want you to see what I can do, but like look at the ambiance of the moment. Like it has to be like a presentation. It should be a presentation. Sex should be a presentation. It should be an experience of a presentation where you're having this like one-to-one moment. It should, I like making them competitions and stuff like that. And like you said, you're just gonna do what? My turn. Like it should be that, but like it also there's lead up. Like when you're sending photos, there's lead up to things, like there's presentation to things, but I also don't want the presentation to be like, let's say, Goku, you coming over. I was going to say something completely different. Let's say we do this and the presentation that you got doesn't add up to what the experience is. Because I don't like people that, like the people that use me as a catfish, I don't understand how y'all do it. Because I know I've set a standard, and when they find you, they gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you?" So, like,
these dicks don't match.
Like the standard.
Oh, dick fishing.
Right. The standard of the photo should be the standard that they experience when they see you in person, and like that's what I believe. It's kind of like the people who are like, "I could never get into cosplay, and I can't do what you do because I don't look a certain way." I'm like, love you now. So that you will get to where you're trying to get to later. If you don't love you now, you'll never do the work to get to where you're trying to get to say that you want to do this. So like the presentation matters. Like I had, how long it took for me to be okay with, I have an ass that people are going to want to touch and look at. Like I used to be like,
time out. I got to pause you right there because you said earlier about how like, you sent me your Instagram and I was probably like, who is this? I kid you not. I opened the page and I was like, ooh, booty. Oh, look at his booty. And then I sent it to the girls and was like, look at this ass. Immediately, like right away. Now that was not violating any revenge porn laws. It's on the Instagram.
No.
It's, on the interweb. But immediately, like I was like, oh, look at this booty. This nice. I like this.
She liked the Spider-Man one I did. And because I was trying to do, someone made a photo where and if you've seen the Spider-Man post I'm talking about, I think everyone here may have seen it, where I was rocking my brand new kicks. If you haven't seen it, here's the link to it. But like, because I also make my own art, like I always do my own poses, my own art. I shoot everything on my own. And so this one I did with my phone and my iPad. And so I wanted to showcase the new kicks. It was hump day. I needed to make a new hump day post. And of course I wanted to get ready for BlurCon. So I had a new Spider-Man mask. So I'm like, how do I showcase all of them? And how do I get, and here's the original for the folks that want to see like the behind the scenes photo of how it worked. But like, how do I make these photos become a thing? Like I have an ass, I'm gonna showcase it. But how do I also not do the original, which the original was looking like, what the fuck is going on in your background? I was like, I know my background's fucked up in that one, but I knew I was taking the background out. Because I fucked the background up trying to get the show. I was like, shit out the way. I need to look at this. I need the light from the window happening right here. I need this light happening so I can make it look great. How do I do this? So I like to put so much thought into what my nudes look like, because I want them to pop, but I want them to somewhat be sexualized. Oh, we lost buddy. I want them to be sexualized, but I want you to also be like, damn, look at that photo. Like, it's like this, and it's like, it pops. And even though I probably want to jump somebody, I like the way this visually looks.
Yeah, absolutely. May I say something? My inner ancestral Negro is coming out.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I know that one of the complaints that we'll get is I don't want to put in that much effort.
You gotta do it.
So
what could you say to encourage the men or some women too, because but mainly men, because they don't want to put in effort. They want it to be easy. And I commend you, because when someone sends you a nude that has thought put to it, it makes me as a woman, or someone who identifies as a woman, comfortable, and I feel invited and encouraged to send something back. I want to say that. So if you're listening to this and you want someone to send you something, when you put effort into it and you send it and they're like, oh, this is nice. I've had people say, you haven't been the only one, Jig, but I've had a lot of people ask me for my nudes, like to print them out and sell them, like as a picture. Like,
that's what you got the body for.
No, I asked for one of hers because it was so artistically done. It was beautiful. I requested an adjustment be made and it be like slightly cartoonified, because I don't want my girl titties in my bathroom like that. But it was beautiful. It was, you know what I'm saying? That for me is a little awkward, but
you can send it to me. You can send that to me. I want to see it.
And had it not been like her, I would have definitely taken this random model that I don't know and put it up in my bathroom. Like it's beautiful. I still want that. You know, I'm saying there's birthdays, there's Christmas, there's just because like all of that.
But I want to finish. But the effort, you guys have to put effort in, because when you put effort into those pictures, the person that you're sending it to, and then also encouragement. Of course, we're like, oh yeah, this looks good. Don't just send emojis. Say what you like about the picture, and you know, or send a voice note, because a lot of women like voice notes, because I miss voice note. You know, send an actual verbal or some type of text saying what you like in the picture, and I'm telling you, it will work for you to get one back. And I appreciate the effort that you put in, because it makes me feel comfortable when someone's like, I'll send you some first. You know,
it's the same view I have with like, because I'm a big critic when it comes to like these. I feel like I got into OnlyFans when it first started, and so when I look at other people's OnlyFans and the stuff that they do, from their bio to the work that they put out, I'm like, because like I make whole ass trailers before I put a video up in my Google Drive, which Google Drive is the wave. Yes, you get all your money, so if you want to make sure that you can do what you want to do, I be trying to put people on about how they can get their money, but like I put my stuff in Google Drive, and so it's a whole folder, and I can dictate who gets access. And so I'm like, if you didn't send $25 to my Cash App, you ain't getting in there. And so, and I put stuff in folders. So like, this is the new stuff. So when a photo of a video drops, usually on Hump Day, the night before, I'll put up a trailer, and I'm like, hey, this is what you need to be looking at, or take a look at that. If you are not putting effort into how you're making your videos, people just like stick their phone on a tripod and just start recording. I put my iPhone in one spot, I put my iPad in another spot, and I have them play at the same time or record at the same time. And I take both of those videos, put it on my computer, break them apart, make them have scenes, put everything together, put some background music in it, and then I put my stuff up on it, because it has to be a presentation. It has to be there. So like, when people don't put effort in their stuff, I'm like, I hope you understand, if you don't put effort in your stuff, you're not going to get anything back from it. Like, you're just like the people who hope to make money on OnlyFans and stuff like that, who think they're just going to get naked and make money. It's not going to happen. Like, if you're not putting effort into what you're doing, your nudity is your brand, then you really need to be putting your effort into it. And that's the viewpoint. Like, especially being an art major from high school and the college, and, you know, growing up as an art major and stuff, and learning photography and stuff like that, it mattered that, you know, if I'm going to push myself to be nude, I'm going to push myself to be good at being nude, period. And that's it. Like, the trailers were always like, how do I make this better? How do I get people to buy? Nudity and porn is free. So how do I get people to like want to purchase this stuff? Or how do I get, like, because I get people who, I'll put my nudes out there and they will just be like hard eyes, and hard eyes really don't move me at all. Like, hard eyes will get you ignored. Like, so I don't want to look at it. But like, if you send me something back like, damn, Mike, that was I need to change my drawers, like, that will get that'll turn me like, so you want another one? Like, I'll send you another one. I'm like, oh, I got it. Like, it's all of that. And so learning a new, now, okay, I'm sending, I don't know, would you like to see one of the trailers? I'm asking y'all.
Let's save that for a little bit later in this episode, because I want to ask some questions. I'm
gonna clip it just in case.
Thank you for asking.
Always.
But we talked a bit about, you know, the being a sexy nerd and taking good nudes. We talked about unsexy, which is definitely sending shit that people didn't ask for, doing things without consent. But I want to talk about what else makes a nerd sexy or unsexy, because, you know, there are lots of different things that, you know, we are individually into or individually turn us on or get us looking. For example, your two pictures, one when you were 20 and one now, Trin was like, I like them both. You were feeling a little bit of a way about looking differently. I personally am into bodies that look more like the one in the kitchen. I like them both. They're both great photos, but I'm a sucker for a dad bod. Like, give me that retired athlete any day. Arms and shoulders packed, got a little tummy. Oh, give it to
I
me.
saw them thighs. I was like, yes.
Everybody giving you like these
Thanks.
thighs, and I was like, I'm trying to make these thighs bigger. I really
But-
want them to be bigger.
Somebody mentioned something, I can't remember who said it, but you talked about musty people at the cons. Those folks that don't wash or smell otherwise expired. That's something that's unsexy versus someone who smells good and clean, or possibly like a cologne. That is, to me, that is sexy. But what do you guys think in terms of like, nerd space and working with our communities, whether it be cosplay or gaming or anything else? Like, what makes a nerd sexy? What's not sexy?
Well, I would like to start off by saying know-it-alls. We understand you're smart. We're all nerds. We're all extremely intelligent, especially in specific avenues. You do not have to show it off every chance you get to get someone.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's that I love particle theory. I love chemistry. I love to talk about science. But first of all, I always say that I do not know everything at all. And there's nothing worse than somebody that doesn't know everything and they try to put input in everywhere. And you could tell because the conversation gets boring.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But someone that really knows their shit, or they have a passion or excitement about it, you're gonna feel included, and you're like, girl, you lost me, damn. But I liked what I was hearing because I saw how excited you were, and you taught me something. And that's that difference. But there's a lot of nerds that'll be like, well, as a matter of fact, this happened, and I'm like, can you stop lying?
Man,
Can you shut up?
it's prevalent in the gaming community. It's like I had to pull a friend to the side because like people didn't want to play Avengers with him, and he was like, "Did you know you got to do this and battery effect? This actually, it's like this." I was like, "Hey man, so I think the reason why people leave the room when you show up is because you come off such a know-it-all, and it's great that you know these things in the game, but please don't just share things with folks if they didn't ask for that. Like, it's like it comes off very off-putting, and then it's like, oh, and Skippy's here we go. Like I don't like it. You don't need that, and so for me, like. I think when I met Goku, we were talking about the multiverse theory.
I think we were.
It was crazy because we were. No, when I met you.
Oh, yes, we were talking
like
about.
We were definitely completely, and we were talking about the multiverse. And I'm like, I can't believe that this is how we gonna be. We do you think that the mafia would exist in the multiverse? And I'm like, I mean, if they did, it was like really. If it did, it would be extremely. It would be like this. Like, why would it be like this? And then you go back into what you're doing. And then we come back to it like, so about the multiverse, hold on, wouldn't it be like yada, 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 yada? And it was hilarious because you were talking your teacher theory stuff and I'm talking the multiverse and we're melding it. And doing I was
talking about physics. I was talking about physics.
Passion is sexy.
Yeah.
Being passionate and willing to share and teach somebody who may not be as passionate as you is a huge turn on. But it's like there's a fine line between being passionate about something and just wanting to throw tidbits to show you're smart.
Yeah. And what I'm hearing in what you guys were talking about is y'all had a two-way conversation. You guys were both giving input, whether it was one person doing mainly the teaching and the other person asking questions about what they're hearing, or you guys were both offering information to each other to exchange. Passion is great, like you said, Ray, but you have to be able to give the other person space to talk, because how often, and we may, be guilty of this in different ways, we will nerd out on the shit that we like, and we will love to share that with people so much that we just go on and on and on and on and on and talk about it. And we think, or we can not notice that we have completely like walled off the other person and not allowed them to be able to engage in that conversation with us. And that can be unsexy because maybe I was enjoying talking to you at first, or, maybe you were enjoying talking to me, but you didn't allow me to, give you any part of my personality or feedback or ask questions or tell you how much I like that too. none of those things were allowed. And so you like you said, there's that fine line where you have to kind of like check your passion and make sure you're leaving space for somebody else. Leaving space is sexy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No one likes to feel little in a sense of like the, like I know people have their kinks, but like if a lot of people don't like to be degraded in that way, to be made to feel stupid, unless that's something that they like, and they say they like that, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time when you're talking to somebody, they don't want you to be that way. And even when you're mean, because guys are like, I've heard guys say like, I like someone that's mean. No, you really don't. You just want somebody to talk spicy to you.
I had like,
you want someone to be spicy with you. You don't want someone to. It gets to a point where you're like, why are you so evil? You said you like this. Be mindful of what you say.
I had an ex-wife like that. Like she was
consent is sexy.
Like I want
consent is sexy.
Consent is sexy because if you have that conversation with someone where you can talk about what your likes and your kinks and your dislikes are, then you guys can set terms and move forward from there, knowing that whatever's happening here is okay. It's still important to check in and make sure things are still good, things are still cool, but you have that consensual conversation. Consent is sexy.
I want to talk about that piece, the consent piece too. Not to cut you off, Trent, if you're about to jump in.
No, go ahead.
I feel like relationships lose consent for some reason. And I feel like people that are in relationships, and because they're in a relationship, they don't have to ask questions before dropping something on folks. And like we had that conversation here where we were talking about like, this is my office, this is my calm space. Please ask me before you come drop some heavy shit on me. Like, ask me if it's okay. I understand you might be going through something, and I am always willing to help. But like, please ask me if I'm in the mind space to take that right now. And I think relationships don't do that anymore. Like, I don't personally know a lot of people that was like, man, she came in here or he came in here. It just like trauma dumped on me. Like relationships do that and they don't even ask. And I'm like, with friends, they do that shit, and I'd be like, can you call me in 10? Can I get my mind right for it? But like relationships don't even ask. And I'm like, that consent piece is extremely sexy, even there. Like, please, folks, don't forget don't forget. If you have a partner, be like, hey, I got something going on. Can we talk about it? Are you in a place to take that? Like, give me a minute, because you about to drop something on me. I mean, I might need to turn all the lights up. So
I'm gonna just sprinkle that's also important in friendships. And Goku, you are wonderful at doing that. You are wonderful at doing that, because we talk a lot and we vent a lot, and she will ask me like, hey, you got time to talk? Can I talk to you about this? Can I vent to you something about this? Also, just, on anybody in my life, if you yourself are wanting to vent to me and you're not necessarily looking for a solution, please tell me. Please tell me. Because I am one to be able to like, okay, let's start solving your problems, because that's me. I'm a problem solver. I want to fix it. I want to make you feel better. I want to make you happy. I want to restore you back to health. But sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you just want to say stuff. And like, I'm getting better at it. Thank you, Trin. I'm getting better at it. But please, if you want to vent to me, tell me you want to vent, so I don't offer you advice or solutions. I'll just be there to listen, and add where I feel like I need to, but not try to help you solve it. Because sometimes, like, when you're letting stuff out, you're not ready to fix. You just need to
I'm guilty of that.
Friends good about that too. She and I talk all the time, and we've heard each other's everything at this point. And she's like, "Yeah, I just need to talk." Like,
it sounds mean sometimes, I guess, the way I come off with it, but I'm like, okay, do you want me to help you, or are you looking for me just to say yes. Because I can do either. But when you get to ask that question, then we both can be in the mindset of, okay, she's just going to listen to me and that's all I need, or she's going to help me, so I'm going to explain things to help her help me. And I feel like that also is a big thing in the like nerd community that isn't talked about either. Just from personal experience, I've had people come up, I guess in my DMs, saying, hey, like, you're really friendly and like, I want to get to know you. There's a girl that reminds me of you and I like her and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, are you wanting to vent or you want me to help you? Because those are two different things. I have to turn one of those off. So then it's like, okay, well, I need help. Okay, explain everything. You know, like Dr. Trin is in the building. Let's go ahead and get this fixed. But if you just want me just to listen, okay, therapist Trin's in the building, and I'm gonna just write my notes and then I will save them for later. So when you do want to come back and maybe fix her or not, I have that already for you. And oh God, we can't keep saying it enough. Consent is so goddamn important, you guys. It's so important in, like you said, in the relationship world, in the friendship world, in your work field, whatever it may be, whatever you're doing in your work field, everything is important. At BlurCon, even leading up to it, I was like, I'm going to touch everybody's titties. I'm gonna touch everybody's ass. And fellas, if you allow me, I'm gonna touch your dick. I want to touch the bulge, even if it's hard or not.
Oh, I miss you at BlurCon. Oh
God. But at the hotel, I remember, well, vaguely remember saying like, can I touch? Like, because I said that weeks ago. That could have changed that day. You know what I mean? Can I catch?
I like that distinction. You asked weeks ago, but you still asked again because maybe my head is not.
It might have changed
for that right now.
Yeah.
Yes. That was funny.
Yep.
It was just like, Goku, can I touch your booty?
Yeah.
And
She
like,
touched my booty.
It was amazing.
Touch the butt.
I got to touch the butt. But also consent doesn't just stay with sexual things. It also can go with pictures that you're taking at cons. Like, don't sneak pick me. Like, that's kind of weird.
God,
like, for me, I can feel when someone's staring at me. So it's like, okay, hold on. Who's looking at me?
That's why I didn't cosplay this year, because I was not in a space to deal with a lot of
being stopped constantly. And yeah,
but it's a big thing. Just, can I take a picture with you? I'm more than likely going to say yes because you asked. But if you just like come up and, hey, Catwoman, and it's like, oh wait, hold up. Hi, like, how are you? Now I'm like, let's have a conversation before you even like get near me now. But
that
also,
happens so much.
That is also sexy too. Not that part, but in asking me, like, can I take a picture? Because now you're like, you're interested in me. I'm like, okay, it's doing something for you. Okay, let's.
Man, why didn't I find y'all at BlurCon? My experience at BlurCon would have been so much better this year.
I would like to say, like, consent is also made up of boundaries. And so what we're discussing also is establishing boundaries. Yes. Because you have hard limits, you have emotional limits, you have all these different things. So being able to, like, if your body internally is like, that's a boundary for you. So you need to express, I feel a little uncomfortable. I need some time. Then, or even after a phone call, you're talking to your friends or whatever, and you're like, okay, girl, that was a lot. I'm going to talk to you a little later because that was just a lot of emotion. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah. And those be their boundaries. And I didn't learn it until, like, my sister and I, we talk like that to each other all the time, all the time. And my favorite line to tell people is like, my threshold for communication is there. I don't want to go past my threshold limit, any science people, but I'm just like, saying what you're uncomfortable with. It's a learning process also, because a lot of us are people of color or Black people. So you didn't grow up with boundaries either. Mm-hmm. So saying what you can and can't handle is also like, I didn't even know what it felt like until I went to therapy, and my therapist was like, girl, that's a boundary. And I'm like, Eureka. She's like, your body tells you first before you can get it out. And I was ignoring my body, that intuition, as we call it. I was ignoring it. So I just want to say that just about consent is also made up of boundaries. It's layers to it. Okay, that's all.
I love it. Because
I'm happy that you mentioned that, because Goku and I just had this moment not that long ago. She's like, I'm gonna call you, and I was like, and if anybody knows, I hate phone calls. Text me, please text me. I hate phone calls because in my mind it doesn't give me time to process what you're saying necessarily. So if you're texting, it gives me, okay, I got a minute or two to respond, or like I just like, hey, I'll be back. but I can't do that on a phone call. It's like, yeah,
I don't like that.
It gives me anxiety. And so I let everybody know, I'm like, if you want to talk to me, it's probably going to be a text message. Now, if it's an emergency or you're like, I really need to verbally talk, then I will be like, okay, now I got to get my head in that space to be on the phone call. But Goku did respect my boundaries, respect my wishes for that. And I still went on a phone call with her. It was great, but it was just like, I needed a moment. Like, don't just call me out of the blue or anything like that. Just like at cons, don't just come up and start, if we're dancing, don't just come up and start dancing on me just because I'm in a sexy cosplay. Just because I'm in a sexy cosplay does not give you the right to come touch me or you know, try to sneak pics or whatever it may be. And to put it on the bright side, I did want to say though, what is sexy though is, like you guys said, having that passion behind what you're really into does turn me on. But if you're now a know-it-all, then I'm like complete shutdown. I'm already checked out. It is what it is. I mean, you guys saw it. I did almost 5 hours talking about Pokemon Go, but I made sure to ask you guys questions like, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys think? What are your favorite things? What's this and this? Because I can just go on forever talking about it if I wanted to, but that will turn people away. I mean, someone got my pants just talking off of Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, oh yeah, I remember that show back in the day. I used to watch.
Hell yes, you better give me the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
So
yes.
now I'm really mad that we didn't meet because I had my Switch and I was like, nobody wants to play Master Duel. I'm like,
oh my god, we all brought our Switches.
We all had our Switches.
We all had our Switches.
I was there, and I'm like, nobody wants to play with me. Like,
oh, we would have played.
And so I'm Superman sitting here, and I'm just like, it's like, what are you doing? I was like, I got to do my dailies. Like, I was like, I need to get these cards. So
yeah, I have it on the phone and everything, and like it was just funny because it was in my mind. I was like, I want to get to know this person more. Okay, I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I have from like when I was like 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got all the stuff from now, and I was like, you know what? I mean, this might be a little secret into me, but I want you to talk about what you like, because the more you talk about it, the more I'm learning. So then I'm going to come back and be like, oh yeah, remember you told me about this? Yeah. Now you know I'm interested because I remembered stuff about you.
That's sexy when someone remembers. That means that they were paying attention. I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, you're going to hate me because I remember what you're talking about. And I will come full circle with it and be like, yeah, some guy, I'll say this, like, hopefully if you're watching, bro, I'm sorry, I'm using you as he hit me up.
Hey man, just don't use the names and you're good.
No names, no identities. I don't reply to a lot of tweets, and she's like my publicist, so she was like, you can't reply, be like Beyonce, you don't have to reply to everybody. I was like, but I'm not like Beyonce, she's like great and I'm just me. And so she was like, stop that. Anyway, this person hit me up and I looked at their Instagram and I'm like, I don't typically be like, he's kind of cute. And he's like, he's kind of cute. And I'm like, I guess I'll entertain it. Let's see what happens. And so the person was talking about gaming, and we were like, they actually watched all 7 hours of my stream. And I'm like, well, look at you. And he's like, so you want to throw hands in fighters? So we're getting ready to play Dragon Ball Fighters the very next day. And I'm like, so we off today? You said we were going to fight. Let's fight. And they were like, yeah, you know, my brother took my games and stuff like that. I was like, I hope this wasn't a ploy. I remembered. Then Friday came and was like, listen, the game is $8. Payday's on Friday. We'll play. Okay. Friday rolled around. Hey, man, it's payday. Ready to fight? He's like, you remember that? Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. Not only am I interested, but I also want to throw hands. So let's go.
Yes.
Yeah. So, see, they point that out in my stream. She's like, you remember every single person that comes into your stream, and I remember at least something about them. And I'm like, because I know what it feels like to be in a space and not be seen. And I don't like that. I don't need to be in the front of what's going on, but I want to feel included. So I find a way to try to remember stuff. Oh, you're German. Okay, so it's definitely like nighttime where you're at right now. How are you doing? Go to bed. Oh, you're from the West Coast? Cool. Weather's great. I know on the East Coast it's probably freezing. Like, it's just random things that I do remember, and people have come up and been like, oh, that is so hot. I'm like, I guess I'm just trying to make sure everybody's included.
Yeah.
You know, I like that you said that, because that's actually the reason the Sex Nerd movement got started.
Tell us about that. What is the sexy nerd movement? What is that? Because we've been talking about what's sexy and unsexy. What is the sexy nerd movement?
So, in a nutshell, the sexy nerd movement at its core is all about positivity. It started in body positivity, but it's all about your mental and visual self. Like, how do you love you, and how do you command that love for you, right? And so, I actually the sexy nerd movement happened when I was dealing with my divorce. And so I'm like, this is a high school sweetheart, and like, how do I cope with the end of this relationship? Like, and let's not put it, I'm not going to give it its flowers. It wasn't a great relationship at all. Like, I learned a lot. Like, I learned a lot about boundaries. I learned a lot about like mental boundaries. I learned about pouring into people and stuff like that. So like, and how far you, like, I was the guy in high school that wore his heart on his sleeve. Like, everybody's like, that's that Leo in you. I'm like, yes, shouts out to August 4th. But like, I wore it on my sleeve. And so she could get away with everything. Like, she was cheating on the side. I think we broke up like 8 different times. So she broke up with me like 8 different times. She was like, I want to see other people, or I want to do this. Or I think the intro to me being bi was, she's like, I don't like the way you dress because you dress gay. And I was like, I dress gay? I thought I dressed poor. But anyway. I thought I dressed poor. In the city of Milwaukee. Like, what do you expect? So, like, I will never forget the day we were broken. We were broken up, and she was getting ready to graduate high school early that January, and it was my final year. And I'm like, I got my job, and I'm running track again because I wanted to run track again. And she came to the track meet, or she didn't come to the track meet, and it was this was a serious track meet. Like, we lost heavy because I couldn't, whatever we could do. So she called me that night and she was like, hey, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, wow, who's the dad? You. And I'm like, I mean, I know we had sex like a couple weeks ago, but like, what? So everything stopped. Track stopped. I got picked up other jobs. I'm like, I got to take care of this. And my mom was like, black mom, that bitch trying to trap you. That's not your baby. Yada, yada, yada. I was like, I had my doubts. Turns out the kid wasn't mine. And she divorced me and all that good stuff. And I'm like, okay, so am I just not worth it? Like, you divorced me. You cheated on me. You had someone else's kid, and I'm still here. And I even wanted to like try to figure out a way to circumvent and fix this by joining the military, get out of the city. Let's do this. And still, I wasn't enough. Like, why am I not enough? And so during that journey, it was a mental like debacle. Like, I was going to the movies alone. Like, I was like drinking alone. Like, I'd go to bars alone. I remember this one girl walked up to me. She was like, hey, like, how you doing? Can I sit down? I was like, I have AIDS. Go away. Because like saying no to people for some reason doesn't make them go away, or like just saying you're not interested in someone makes them not go away. So you got to say something wild to make them go away. Like, I'm not interested. Oh, you must be gay. Bitch, I said go away.
Respect people's boundaries. That was a boundary.
So I'm like, I want to be
try to
alone.
persuade you.
So in that process, I'm like, I want me back. Because I had poured so much of like my energeticness and like my happy-go-lucky positiveness into her because she was going through all type of stuff, that it turned into me not caring about me anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I need that back. I need him back. And maybe not so much the like love on his like heart on his sleeve will let you get away with everything type of guy. It is, I need to figure me out again. And so I went on that whole journey of like, nudity was something I was afraid of because I didn't think I was enough. I was 10 years ago I was like 155. I'm 220 now, but like seeing 6'1" and 150 is like not it apparently. And so I'm like, I gotta be me. I gotta figure out a way to get back to
I'm sorry, I gotta rewind. You said being 155 and is not enough.
It wasn't. Apparently, it wasn't enough back then.
There's somebody for everybody, is what I want to say. Just for the folks who are listening,
yes,
there's somebody for everybody. Somebody gonna love your 155 ass. Somebody gonna love your 225 ass. Like, there's somebody for everybody.
Yes, it is, and that was the point. And it was like, so how do I love me? And it was the secondary movement started very selfishly. It was on Tumblr, and I was like, I'm gonna take these first. I'm gonna venture outdoors because that was how it started. I take a lot of photos outside. And so there's like, how did you take these photos? One, how are you taking them? And two, how are you taking them outside? Like some of my best shots are outside. And it was more of like, it wasn't to be seen, like somebody see me. It was like, I am trying to break myself. I'm trying to break through a limit. And so eventually it turned into more people seeing that content and being like, you pushed me to love how I look now. And it evolved into love you and love the people that are around you. Spread the positivity as best as you can, because you never know what someone's going through. Yesterday was Robin Williams' birthday, and everybody remember who Robin Williams is and forget that the man committed suicide in 2014. Like, you never know what people are going through. And if we're spreading positivity to other people, if we're like nudity, your body, everybody's body. I was looking at Jiggly's Instagram and I was like, wow, just my God. And I was like, but not to sexualize her, to be like, look at the vulnerability, the confidence. Do you like, that's sexy. That's the piece of the vulnerability is so sexy that people like I understand now, like not everybody can pose nude because there's a vulnerability piece that you have to unshackle to do it. And so, but when you can do it and you're bearing everything, like that, like I personally like to take photos where your dick ain't hard, because men be like, I don't know, man, like you see him right now, wait till you see him later, but do you see him now? Like, you better embrace that motherfucker now. Like, I'm telling the stories, like I had surgery, like I had an adult circumcision, and talk about these things because that's where the vulnerability pieces come out. And now more people become open and able to see like nudity doesn't always have to be sex. You can have that. It can be there. It can be a part of it. But like, this is my natural self. That's why I've never been to a strip club, because I'm like, I didn't see enough scattered ass in my lifetime that it doesn't matter if I go to the strip club. Like I don't have to go to the strip club to see ass, because I've seen so much of it, and we all look alike that, or we all have the same parts. We should be able to embrace everybody's parts. And that's more so how the sex nerd movement, it's a meld of that sexual positivity, that body positivity, that nerd and gaming positivity, and melding it all into one thing so that everybody has a seat at that table. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be, you can be gay, you can be straight. That's why we have so many different people who are gay and straight in the Discord, where now you're embracing these people, having the conversation about, you know, I don't like how people vilify bisexual people. Like, I'm like, bitch, I'm not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, if you with me, like there was a girl I was trying to date, and she was like, and I came out and I was like, I'm finally comfortable talking about this. I'm going to tell her. And I told her, and she's like, oh, you've been lying to me this entire time. And I'm like, bitch, I just found out. Like, we're talking about it. I'm telling you this. I'm sharing this with you. And well, so that means that if I'm dating you, then not only am I fighting to keep you from girls, I'm fighting to keep you from guys. I'm like, I don't have a second half that wants to date. I'm with you. I'm with you. Who are you fighting? Who's at the door you got to kick down to keep people away? Like, I'm here with you. So how do we get here? And that's the point of the Sexy Nerd Movement, is to have these conversations and to allow other people to, you know, feel comfortable in self-expression, self-exposure, you know, building confidence. That's all those pieces. Like, I know that in gay sex, I don't want to be bent over, but I have an ass and I have to deal with the conversation pieces of having it. So it's like, damn, bruh, you see just dick pic because I want to bend you over. I'm like, well, first off, you didn't ask to send me this. 2, you didn't ask what my affiliation is with that part of the sexual experience. And 3, how dare you speak to me? So like I'm Jeff Goldblum at heart. Hold on. Like, so the Sexy Nerd Movement in this is its 10th year, and so we're trying to figure out like what will we do for it? How do we, you know, what kind of conversation pieces? I wanted to have a panel at BlurCon to talk about sex work and the Sexy Nerd Movement, but I'm like, I've never done that. I've never had that. Like,
listen, there's space for that.
There is.
There's absolutely space for that. I did a panel at BlurCon where we talked about lewd cosplay and delved into a little bit of sex work, because each of us on the panel do sex work in one way, shape, or form or another. There's a lot of things that are under the sex work umbrella, but there's definitely space for that. Apply. I also we'll talk about this on the side, but I want to have an episode dedicated to speaking about sex work.
Because I feel like a lot of guys aren't talking about the work in sex work. It's like I as a guy will look at the female counterpart and look at what they're doing. And I'm like, this is what they're doing. I know I have to do more. And I don't. There are a lot of guys that vilify women like they're always going to be millionaires. I'm like, that's fine that they
got an OnlyFans in her account. I'm not talking to her.
Right? I'm like, guys, don't pretend like you don't consume porn. And this is not just to men, straight men that consume porn of women. This is like gay men that will vilify folks and be like, oh, this person got sex like this and that. But you know good and well that you're tipping to a lot of these channels. So it's like, don't do that. Don't vilify somebody out loud, but in secret be jerking to them. Like I don't understand I don't understand that piece. And so that's why I try to have these conversations with the Sexy Nerd movement about, like what is sex work? Like people for like 6 or 7 years before OnlyFans even came out, all of my work was only just pictures. It was never anything sexual. It was pictures. It was always a photo of this and that. And it was all free. And someone was like, you can make a lot of money doing this. And so OnlyFans became a thing and I applied for it and we did numbers. And for a guy, I'm like, I'm a guy in the top 5%. That's interesting. Like, who are the people that are consuming my content? And that's when you get into the data and trying to teach people now. So that's what I try to teach people now in sex work. I'm like, look at the data, look at your engagement. Who are the people looking at your stuff? Like, don't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna work this, ain't I? Like, get some, like, come on, like, presentation matters. And so, that shit. Like, guys need to be having this conversation with other people, and like, there needs to be a table, and that's what we're working on, is creating. A lot of sex workers know other sex workers. Are they talking to each other? Are they talking about each other's experiences? How, like, is there a support group for sex workers, like men and women? Like, is there? Maybe it is for women. I don't know if it is for guys.
I have definitely come across spaces where women commune and talk about sex work with other sex workers, and generally it's a good space, but sometimes it can get a little bit, toxic. It can be lacking in positivity. I'll say that. Okay. Yeah. But there are still spaces where that does happen, and for the most part, they are useful. I want to rewind real quick and just say that I appreciate you speaking about like the origins of the Sexy Nerd movement. I can definitely identify with a lot of that, specifically the part about like finding yourself after divorce, because I had to go through that period too. I had to figure out who the fuck I was again, who I am now, and repair myself from the things that happened within my marriage. Now, I'm also say that I wasn't the good guy the whole time. I was repairing myself from damage that I caused, as well as damage that, was inflicted. So I don't want to make it seem like I was, the victim in a situation. It was a mutual split. It was good that both of us left, but I did some shit too. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely not the best partner.
But that's healthy too, because
I had to sit back and figure that out during that time. Like, where was I in all of this? And how do I emerge now going forward, being a better person? And also, how do I love myself again? How do I feel like I deserve love again? And so, Trin, we talked about this multiple times. I'll say it every time. I don't give a fuck. Trin helped me. It was a huge part in helping me find my own voice again and speak loud again and be confident in that.
Yeah.
And
so I love the fact that the movement is about, being confident within yourself. I can identify with that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Sunshine was saying something.
I was going to say, as somebody who is coming in and literally discovering herself in her 30s, has been a journey in itself. And what you were saying really hit close to home for me, because just the other day, me and Goku had a moment where I posted a swimsuit photo, but I wasn't comfortable with posting the full photo. And I was like, okay, so let me just throw this filter on it, make it look all sexy.
Hell no. So take that thermal shit off of there.
And she was like, where's the full photo? Where's the full photo? And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that because I've always been very self-conscious about my body itself, especially after going from being super, super skinny to being at a weight that was almost uncomfortable for me. And then now going through a surgery that's kind of bringing me back. It was just kind of like, and it was a medical, it wasn't cosmetic, it was all medical. Yeah. But it was one of those things where it's like, through them, and basically the processes that you mentioned, I'm starting to feel more comfortable as the woman that I am. I'm learning to accept those parts of me that I probably didn't for a long time. And also through that, being more open to others about theirs as well. Because what I learned through this whole thing is that a lot of times, and most of the time, the main critics of other people and other people's bodies and space and how they hold and treat themselves are the ones who aren't happy themselves. They have so much that they pick apart about themselves that they're just like, how dare you?
Yeah.
And so it's great hearing that there's more of us out there, male and female, that are like, fuck this. This is how we're going to do this.
Exactly.
We're going
to be
happy. We're going
I will never forget this. I do a lot of running. I'm trying to get to my Tom Cruise level of running and stuff like that, where he's just running because I hate running. And I was in a competition with friends and stuff like that with a Nike app. And so I don't listen to music as much when I'm running. I like to listen to music and the Headspace app. And so I was running, and now it was something that they said that I use now that I talk to people when I'm talking about the positivity side and how you get to that level. And it was, we tend to, when you're coaching somebody or you're with somebody, or when you're talking to your friends, most of like what you guys have been talking about, you know, we tend to have more grace when we're talking to somebody else than we do for ourselves. And so for when we're dealing with our own issues, we need to emulate the coach that we would be for someone else. And so when people are like, no, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this, I like to normalize, give yourself some grace. Like, there's a lot of time you'll get there. Like, I am not happy with my weight. Like, I'm sluggish. I don't like the way I move. Everything hurts. I need a bed that's concrete now. Like, I hate it. And so I'm like, I got to get in the gym and do more and do better. But I got to make sure that I'm also giving myself grace for things. There's a photo of me from BlurCon that I was like, this will never see the light of day. Like, I was like, I look like I have spider babies, and I don't like this. And it was someone took a candid shot of me talking with friends off to the side, and you see this, and I'm like in a Spider-Man suit, a skin tight suit, where I'm like, I would have rather you take a shot of my balls, because what the hell is this? And so, but grace and what you're talking about, Sunshine, is so powerful, because we need to normalize giving each other grace. Like, everybody wants somebody to do it right now. Like, I wish I could do that. Well, then do it now. How about let's work towards it? Let's get to that point where you are comfortable, because not everybody's comfortable with posting that photo or going to that place, or like, I actually never been to a nude beach. I just make beaches nude. And so like, I'm like, do I want to be, there are times where like, I'm that guy now where if you said that I can come to your house and we just chit chat naked, and I'm like, so let's get comfortable. But like, not everybody is that way. And so normalizing grace is something that is necessary. And that's what I like to emulate in the Sexynerdmovement, is that you don't got to do it right now. But I would love for you to also be doing the work to get there. Don't just talk about it, because that's something Trinity said that I resonate with, because I hate when people hit me up for 4, 5, 6 weeks and we talk about the same thing. I'm like, so how are we going to fix this though? Because like, my phone line is not your, you know, I can give you phone numbers that you can call for this, but like, because I do go into fix it mode. And so I had to learn, like, hey,
that's that fire sign. That's that action.
That's the action sign in the Leo.
You see my t-shirt. That's that action.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Why are we still here? Like, what are we talking about? Like, you said this back in September. It's August. Why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
See, it's funny that you say that too, because even with Ray, me and Ray had a little powwow at BlurCon because your Dolores outfit, you're like, I don't think I want to do it anymore. I was like, ma'am, you flew all the way the fuck over here. Okay. You look amazing. She's like, no, but what if? And I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Turn around. We're going to fix this outfit. We're going to do a little this. How do you feel? I remember asking, how do you feel right now? Because you look great to me, but do you feel like you look great? And she's like, I do like it better. And then it was like, but it's so long. Like the dress she's wearing, she's like, it's so long. I was like, ma'am, I don't care. You look great in it. You look great in it. And she's like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm doing it. As soon as we left that room, glowing the entire time in her Dolores house.
Yes.
And I loved it. And you can see it in the pictures that she was in.
Yes.
And just her talking and people, oh, that's Dolores, or you know, whatever it is. It was a great thing to see. And even going off of what Jiggly said, because again, me and Jiggly had a moment too, where she's like, I don't know. I was like, ma'am, if you don't get your beautiful ass out there and show them what you got. I also had to take a step back, like, how dare I give this kind of advice? I'm not even following my own shit. Let me go ahead and post my own shit too.
I was the same way. I got out of them suits so fast. I was like, I'm not, like, that Friday, this BlurCon wasn't it for me this year, because I was just like, Fridays, I had an allergy attack. I don't feel like I look great in this suit. I even went to the cuddle party and I didn't stay because I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I just wasn't feeling. The last year I went to the cuddle party, I was like, because I don't know if y'all know about the cuddle party.
Oh, we were there.
Yeah, we were there.
Y'all know I was the guy, the naked guy at the cuddle party last year. So this year I wasn't feeling it, and I was like, I don't feel sexy. I don't feel wanted. I don't feel like I want to be here. So I went back to my room, and I was just like this year I wasn't feeling it. So I get it. Like, I mentally was not prepared to even be at BlurCon cosplay wise. I was ready. I wanted to see my friends. I wanted to be sexy. I wanted to get into some shit, and I didn't get into anything. And I was just like, it happens, and it happens to the best of us.
Hold on, Goku. Before you get there, I want to say, I respect how you felt, but I was definitely eyeballing your traps. So in case you want to like stick that in the memory in the back of where you was like, oh man, I wasn't feeling good. Just know that like I was somewhere over there looking very hard. I told y'all I like the dad bod with the shoulders and the arms. I was looking.
What did I wear? I was wearing the see-through shorts.
It was the Superman costume.
Oh, you saw the Superman costume.
It was cut low like this. And there was somebody else who was dressed as Superman who was nearby, and I think we might have been at that point, because that was the second time or third time I'd seen you. We were at bird's eye view, so we were definitely like comparing Superman, and the traps was available. I just want you to stick that.
That was like the only part of me
where you was like, I didn't really feel good about myself that day. That day, your traps were being examined, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Goku.
I was gonna say, I think. Were we all in the same headspace? Because BlurCon, I was bloated. I had cosplays, and I was like, fuck these cosplays. I just packed sexy clothes. I said, I'm gonna feel sexy. I'm gonna feel comfortable. I'm just gonna wear stuff that is my aesthetic, and I'm just gonna beat my face. So maybe I'll bring this wig. Trent, you were talking about a conversation you had with Ray. Jiggly with me was like the day, it was the day before. I was like, what outfits? Because I'm not feeling it. I didn't feel sexy. I was walking around like, okay, what do I feel sexy in? I wore my 5-inch heels, and then I transitioned into 4-inch heels to take a break into on Friday. I like that. And then Saturday I was wearing my 7s, but I was like, what do I feel sexy in?
Before y'all talk about, I wish I'd have found y'all, because I spent a lot of time just like, I'm gonna go back to the room, because like I was in a room with a couple, like he and his boyfriend, and I was like, and I would just be like, I would get on the phone and I would walk away, and then 2 seconds later they like both naked on the bed. I'm like, do y'all need time? I can come back. like I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I can go if you need me to. And so
I took one for the team, so it's okay, it's fine.
I made all type of comments. I was like, I want to get chose tonight, and then it was like, sir, you're the sexy nerd. You're gonna get chose. I was like, you think so? I was like, because I'm not gonna. I don't think I got chose. And no, I didn't get chose. But I was like, I'm just gonna come home. And I mean,
like how
that
I was feeling.
Yeah, and I felt that because I'm like, Superman Day was better because I was like, somebody was like, is that all you? I was like, not these muscles, the silver ones, but like the traps are mine. And so, and I was like, I'm gonna work my hair up and this cape better flow. But like when I took it all off and we went to the cuddle party, I was just like, like I got there late too. So I'm like, everybody's huddled up. I'm gonna go. I think I ended up having like informational in the bedroom, like all those guys were in there, and I was talking about being your authentic self. And I was like, "This is how I'm gonna spend that night at the cuddle party, half naked, talking to a bunch of guys about how they should accept themselves."
You should have went to the one on Saturday.
I'm sure that you impacted somebody. We're gonna rewind this sentence real quick, Goku. I'm sure that you impacted somebody in a positive way, even if you weren't feeling your best self. And I like that we're all talking about, how it's okay to not feel your best self. Mm-hmm. And, you can be a sexy person. You can have that sexy energy, but that doesn't mean it's always on. Sometimes it's not, and it's okay for you to be that and to rest in that and to be comfortable. We can't always be, we're not always at 100. I don't know anybody that's always at 100 that always feels like their best self. At some point you do feel like, today is just not it. You know what I'm saying? The thing is not thinging today. Or I don't feel like it is. And sometimes you can lean on your friends to help hype you up and, get you in that right headspace. And sometimes that ain't it. It's just not enough, or you don't want that. Sometimes you just want to rest in the fact that I don't really feel good about it today. I hope you don't stay there too long. I hope you don't, wallow in it. Mm-hmm. But it's okay to feel like, you know what, not today. Today is just not there.
I was literally in the room like, get your ass up. Get your ass up. Get your ass up.
There's a video of me in the Superman suit laying in the bed like, we going now? Can we wait a little longer?
I have videos I'm inspired to post them now because I was like, bitch, you need content. Record yourself, doing this, doing the poses and stuff. And then I have them sitting in my phone and I haven't posted anything because I'm like, okay, I feel sexy. I feel good right now. I'm going to do it. But I'm like, I'm not ready to post them because of how I have been feeling. So you're not alone in that. But I feel y'all make me feel comforted. I'm like, okay, I need to put some shit out. Because the algorithm.
Well, I remember being in the room with you. You were like, because we were getting ready for the pink outfit, the girl gang, and you're like, should I wear this pink wig or this one? I was like, honestly, you look great in both, but I also just like your hair. So it's just whatever you feel like would make you feel good. Like, what would make you feel good? And you're like, you're right. And then it was just like, because you're like, I'm still in this funk. I was like, that's fine. Be in the funk. That's okay.
I ripped that wig off when he was playing Mortal Kombat. It's hot as hell with these locks.
Oh yeah, my hair is longer now than it was last year. So I'm just like, get off me. But
it's okay to be, like you said, you don't have to be sexy or what you think is sexy 100% of the time. I mean, there's plenty of all shapes and sizes and bodies and people at BlurCon that I would never have thought I would ever see in my entire lifetime. And everybody looked like they were having a good time, but we all had the thing in the back of our mind, like,
I think it was all of us. Yep.
Like, do I look okay? I hope when they ask for the picture that I can get the right angle, because if they it's different when you take your own pictures, but when someone else takes it, you're like, I really hope you got like the good angle.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
All my photos felt terrible. I felt like I was like, am I wearing it on my face that I don't want to do this? And so I'm not feeling the day because like someone took a photo and I thought it was dope, but I'm looking like, and I'm like, damn, I got the angry face all day. Like, damn, I fix it. So I get it. I do get it.
But I'm happy there's a space for that, for all of us to be in, no matter who you are, what you do, whatever it may be, that whether you were in cosplay or not, I was only in cosplay for one day and it was like half a day. And I was like, well, I'm done. I'm done with my sexiness. I'm not feeling the sexy anymore. Let's
And
get on to the rest of the day.
amazing.
You did.
Girl.
Amazing.
I missed all of this. I'm so mad.
Listen, okay.
I'm in.
For however you felt, that thing was thangin'. It was thangin'.
I didn't see it in person. I would have been wild if I saw it in person, though. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I went and followed all of y'all. Well, Sunshine, I didn't see you on Instagram, so I was like, let me go follow all them real quick. And I was like, sorry, Trent, I was looking at your page. I was like, while we were talking, I was like, I think I'm gonna hang out in their Discord today. But no, it's so refreshing. Well, for me, this is refreshing because like typically I get guys that gawk at me, and I'm always like, do women consume my content? And like, do they look at my Instagram and stuff? And like half of the data is like they're the 3%, and everybody else is like guy hornballs. And so it's really refreshing to have like women like be like, I love what you post. And so it's refreshing and awesome, and I'm like, oh my god, it set the tone for the day for me. Thank you, I needed that.
Yeah. Also, I want to say, especially, like I said, I don't think I would have ever seen a Comic-Con or anything with really geared towards Black people or people of color. Mm-hmm. But it's one thing to see the pictures, but it's another thing to experience it. And then to also be like, I don't feel weird here because again, we're all cosplaying as something that we like or that we feel good in. Or if we weren't even cosplaying, we were still in a space where we felt comfortable in it. So seeing people at food trucks in cosplay was mind blowing to me. Seeing people in Ubers or on the shuttle in cosplay was mind blowing to me, or on little scooters and bikes. It's like, wow, this is my fantasy land right now. I never want to leave. Because again, if you remember, everybody has a story. Oh, I was in middle school or high school and I got picked on because I liked anime or because I liked video games or whatever it may be. And now I'm surrounded by people that all kind of went through the same path, give or take. And now it's just like, I could walk down the street with a white storm wig if I want to and not feel nothing different about it, because why? I now feel comfortable in my nerdom, my geekdom of this person or this cosplay, whatever. Or I just made my own cosplays, whatever it is. Me and Jiggly already talking about what I'm going to do next year. Like, I'm ready for it.
So what's everybody doing next year?
Girls, what I'm doing.
Like, what are y'all doing? Because I want to do a Jedi.
The theme for BlurredCon is fade to black. So it's encouraging that fairy, magical, mythical creature. And so we have started planning. The planning has begun because the stepping out will occur.
I wonder if I can be a Jedi for that next year then. Because I've wanted to do. I
want
to do Obi-Wan.
I was going to do that, and then I was going to do Wonder Woman.
Get wings.
I like that you said that, Ray. Because you don't have to follow the theme. BlurredCon is still BlurredCon, and like I've been to 2 and didn't follow any of the themes.
Yeah, I didn't.
I like this one. I already participated in like Black Fae Day. I'm into like the fairy thing. So yes, this is perfect. But you don't have to dress on theme. You can come in there and be Wonder Woman. You can also put elf ears on Wonder Woman, and now you're a Wonder Woman. Like you can. That's another thing that I love. You can do what you want to do, and no one's gonna come tell you Wonder Woman's not black.
You gonna make me come back.
That's why I was like, thank God it's a whole weekend, because now if I want to, I can say, okay, main theme is going to be fairy. So main day, I'm going to be fairy all day.
Yeah.
But, maybe Friday, you might see Wonder Woman walking around. So it's like, I just love that.
I guess I am coming back next year because, like I said, I didn't think I was gonna. After the experience this year, I was like, I don't know if I want to come back because I didn't like all the panels. Like I felt like there was nothing for me, and so like I went to one panel and I felt bad because it was my friend's panel and I was falling asleep. And like there were other panels where I was like, because I paid for the VIP access and I didn't even get my gift back. So I was like, I didn't get what I thought I was gonna get from it. And so this year was like, I'm like, maybe I'll do Superman again next year. But I was like, if I do go back, like, what's the next con? Like, what do I want to do? Like, and I want to be with other people. I got the whole like, you can't go nowhere with Mike because every time you go somewhere with Mike, he'll disappear on you. And I'm like, I'm grown. If I decide to go somewhere, I'm gonna go somewhere. Like,
Oh,
it's not cool that you came here to see friends, but like you can't tell people when you go in places. I was like, so you mad that I went to go get chicken wings with some friends, or you mad that I walked?
They know I disappear. They know I disappear. I'll be like, all right.
You will have my phone and I will disappear. And I'm like, I'm gonna walk around, and then I can't find nobody.
Yeah, this year for me, because it was my first time there, I wanted to be with my friends at all times. I don't care if it was at your panels. I don't care if we were just in the room eating or chit-chatting or swimming. I wanted to be with my friends. But next year, y'all ain't going to see me. I'm going to be like, all right, peace. And I'm going to flutter my little fairy wings away. And
last year was my first time. And I was stuck with people last year. But like this year, I was like, I was really on that trying to be chose shit. I was like, I don't care that I'm a sexy nerd. I'm not sexy today. So I'm gonna have to go find someone that's into me. So I was off on a journey. Again, granted, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. But hey.
But that is a space, right? Something that I love about that. And I think it lends to, you owning your own sexuality and leaning into that part of yourself. I think, Trin, you said it. You're already in a space where everyone has had very similar experiences to you. They may like what you like. They may not know about all of your fandoms, but they have their own fandoms. You have a common basis in which to start with that nerds don't have in other spaces.
In other general spaces.
You exactly. Got it. Like when you're somewhere else, when you are hanging out with, I'm gonna call them friends of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because we're Black, so we do our Black shit. You know what I'm saying? There's the cookouts, there's the parties, there's the clubs, there's the hangouts. But when you're in those other spaces that are not, deemed nerd spaces, it's like, well, who in here is like me? And like, is he gonna trip if he comes back to my room and there's like anime posters and pop, figures? Whereas within the nerd space, you already know somebody's gonna be like, oh, that's fucking dope. You got, the Goku pop or, Ahsoka tan. Like you have that commonality, which helps you to relax and lean into your sexuality a little bit more.
It really does.
Always moving with consent and asking questions and making sure the other person is okay. But it lets you relax that part of you. You don't feel like you're going to be turned down or ostracized. I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you. Stick with us next year because we be moving, we be around, and I'm not saying you're gonna get chose here, but what you will do is feel good about yourself. The entire weekend.
Oh yeah, that was my thing.
We gonna spice you up. I didn't get chose this year, so I also was weird though. I was weird as hell. I was weird.
I'll save this comment. I'll save that comment for after.
I think we're all weird in our different ways. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being weird. You just gotta find somebody who fucks with your brand of weird.
Listen, Trent said Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was like, I want to do it. As soon as she said it, I was like, I'm gonna ask after this podcast is over. I'm like, so that's the threes? Because that dual disc is sitting there, so I was like, we got Master Duel on everything. It's like the PlayStation, the Switch, the phone. I'm like, how you want it?
Oh gosh, well, yeah, we'll talk about it later. I am kind of mad that I didn't get to do the tabletop at BlurCon because they had it there to go to people, and I was like,
I saw it and I was like, it's kind of crowded in here.
I'd be scared of tabletop rooms because they're always hot and musty.
And BlurCon is always.
I haven't been to 8 million cons. I haven't been to 8 billion cons. I've been to like 4. I'd be like, ooh, what's in here? Tabletop, hot, musty, every single time. I don't know if that's because people are sitting there for hours. I don't know if that's because there's rooms that don't be ventilated. They be like afterthought rooms. I don't know if it's because, everybody's hype and the body temperature, but it is always hot and musty in the tabletop rooms.
That was the first thing I was worried about.
In the tabletop rooms, check your smells.
Well, here, we'll fix it. Next year, because everybody's going to go, we'll just bring our own cards and just duel in the room. We'll just duel in the room.
I don't have my cards anymore. I gave them to my kids, but like that's why I went back to Master Duel because I was like, it's so easy to build your deck out and stuff like that. I think the only other cards, which this is like super nerd, the only other cards I still have are when Dragon Ball became a card game. Oh, and so I have all these like Dragon Ball cards just sitting in cases and stuff and boxes and stuff. And they were like, Dad, you got like a lot of stuff. I'm like, I do, son. One day you will have your own. This ain't gonna be mine? No.
It's like, pass it down to me. Pass it down to me.
Get your own. Because when I'm close to dying, I'm selling it.
But I also will say though, again, with the sexy movement that you got going on, and just how we have very similar goals in the geek and nerd community. We are also the path for the younger generation to also be comfortable with who they are, how they are, what they do, whatever it may be. If you like tabletop games, awesome. Go be in the hot room with the hot breath. Doesn't matter, because you're going to enjoy it. But again, if you like your cosplays, do your cosplays. If you just want to show up and be sexy, be sexy. But if you're still not feeling it, you can still just be you, and that's perfectly okay.
That's also sexy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we are definitely now are paving the way for the younger generation. So like you said, for the kids, like, do I get my own cards? Yeah, when you go buy them. But I want you to see how I got my stuff and how I got to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Or, oh, I love your cosplay. I want to do that too. Okay, well, when you're old enough, you can do that. So on and so forth. By then, I guarantee there's gonna be another anime that you're gonna be well off of than me watching, like, I don't know, whatever. Because I'm not gonna mention animes, because that'll be a whole nother conversation.
And we got. I know she said we got to wrap it up. I was just like,
we're at an hour and 45 minutes. But does anybody have any closing remarks? Anything they got to get off their chest? Anything they want to lay down?
I am actually extremely honored and thankful to even do this. Again, I typically, someone that will ask for me to do this, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. But this is one of the platforms that I feel is closely resonated with what I'm trying to do, but not and more so because you guys are also paving the way for other women in the fandom to do this, and that's something that's is sorely needed. I'm an ally, and I'm doing it with you, not for you. So it's like it's a pleasure to do this and be on here. And hopefully one day, if you guys have other conversation you want to post, I'd love to be there. So
yes,
Please
come back. Please come back, because it's I don't say it's weird, but it's weird because there's a few guys that I know we've reached out to, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't know." So it's great to hear from the male perspective of what you go through, the DMs, your cosplays and stuff like that, body positivity, or just thoughts that we've also had in the same space. Is amazing. I had a great time. I'm pretty sure everybody else here had a great time too. We definitely would like you back. It was lovely. And I sent a picture in the Discord to the girls, but I also sent it to you because one of your pictures resonated with one of the pictures I took at BlurCon. So, I mean, if y'all want to go ahead and look at it,
I'm going to look at it right.
Wait, you said
yes, I remember this one. That shit was trend. Listen, that shit's fire. That shit's fucking fire.
Every water bottle and stuff.
Geez,
wait, where?
Oh, yes.
Where is it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got to send it to you. Yes. What's the best way to send it to you? And I'll send it to you.
I followed you on Instagram.
Okay, I'll send it to you there.
Why did I open up the Discord and the first thing I saw was cake, and I was like, "Is this actual cake or is this something else?"
No, that's our birthday.
It's the birthday channel. Okay.
I love birthdays. I love celebrating people on their birthdays. So I wanted to put the birthday channel in there so we could, shout folks out. And there's a bot so you can plug your information in, and the bot will shout you out happy birthday, and then we can all join in and celebrate you and make sure you feel great and special on your day.
Gotcha. Oh wait, you have a Freak Nasty page. Oh god.
I'll have to send it in a minute.
There are a lot of channels in there. Because we are not a monolith. We are not all one type of nerd. We are not all one type of Black person. Yep. So whatever you're into, there's probably a channel for it. And if you're interested in making a space for something else, just hit up one of the mods. We'll likely add that too.
I love it. It's also being in a Discord and not running it. So it's a very different vibe when you're not running a Discord and you just get to be, a member. And it's so nice to be a member. And I was like, that's why I was like, I'm going to take my time going through this because I just got to make sure I'm coming correct. And I don't want to, because like my Discord, don't come loud and wrong because I'll be like, oh, hi, bye.
Nah, the first thing that we ask when somebody gets off like that, who mans is this? Like, seriously, because our Discord is not wide open. You have to ask to be let in. We have to invite you. So, you know, and we run down the rules right away. Like this is how we expect people in here to act. And so please, you know, conduct yourself accordingly. And when somebody starts being flagrant, we in the mod chat, like, who mans is this? Like, who brought this person? Who
brought this person? Because y'all know better.
Know him? Who is that? And if we don't, we're likely gonna check your behavior and or remove you.
Yep.
Yeah,
I feel that, and that's something that we've grown to do in ours, and like that's why I appreciate that space and wanted to make sure I came in that space correctly, because not all spaces are like mine. So where it's super open, so I'm like, making sure I came correct was a big piece of that. That's why when you asked me to do this, I think someone else asked me like to do this, and then I just never heard back. So this was a big deal for me to do this and make sure. That's why I was in here early as hell. I was in here mad early.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up on time. Really appreciate it. It was awesome to have you on. Great to learn more about, like, you know, what the sexy nerd movement is, more about you, more about how our spaces overlap. And I'm excited to continue, you know, supporting each other.
Oh, yes.
Like going forward.
Oh, yeah. You got a whole new, like, I'm pretty sure if there's like announcement channels in yours, I typically do that to Discord that I really like love, is that I take their announcement channel and I follow it and have it in my Discord so that people who may want to be a part of that know what's going on. But like, again, it has to be invited. And so I'm like, hey, guys, because I'm going to start my newsletter this weekend. So I'm going to, like, I like to find other people and like also highlight them, because it's not all about just me. Sexy nerds are all of us. We're all sexy nerds. And to like, there's no requirements in being a sexy nerd. You have to just embody being a positive person and call yourself that. And so I'd love to make sure that I continue to showcase you guys. I think I popped up on somebody streamed the other night. I can't remember who was streaming, but I'm like, I'm gonna raid that channel. I'm gonna jump in there. I don't know who was streaming, but Sexy Nerd Movement popped into y'all Twitch, I think, a couple days ago.
No, it won't me. I don't have a Twitch. These lovely ladies.
Oh no, I would have, because the moment that you popped in and I was like, and I realized it was you, I would have realized it that day. And I'm like, oh, I remember.
I mean, we appreciate raids over here. I'm just like, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I'm gonna shout her out just because she ain't said it yet. But Trin is trying to make partner. She's trying to make Twitch partner. So all of the raids, all of the follows, all of the subs, all of the chatting, because engagement matters.
Yes,
you can be on the page.
I will do that.
Get up in there. But definitely help my girl out.
I will help any way I can. Just like, I mean, if also the Sexy Nerd Movement Discord is also open to you guys. There's places inside the Sexy Nerd Movement Discord. If you want to join the Discord, I'll just post it here in there.
Can you put it in our
Discord
DM? Don't drop it in the Discord, but like DM us or something.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to y'all directly. I was gonna stick it in this chat if you wanted it in this chat. But like, let me put it in. Well,
and while you're doing that, my Instagram is not working. It's just a blank page. So I just Discord DM'd you the picture that I sent the girls to, so you have it too. Oh shoot, my bad. I didn't even do the one thing. Did you want to see it? I'll delete it.
No. Yeah.
Clutching pearls. The pearls have been clutched.
Wow.
But yeah, one of your pictures reminded me of the picture I took at BlurCon, and I've been trying to do more with like lighting and stuff. I feel like it came out really good.
It did.
Really good.
Really good.
I forgot to breathe for a second. Like, oh my God.
Right.
So Trent, I sent you the link to the Discord.
Everybody gonna suck the air up out your chest, honey. We gonna that's how we all are.
The greatest I love that the part that I was trying to make the point of the Discord and that I love the most is make sure one of the roles that you guys take on is stream supporter or streamer, because the streamer's hub is hidden. But for people who are content creators, we like to put like resources and how-tos and stuff in there. Even if you are using the Discord, the Sexy Nerd Movement Discord to stream, there's like voice channels that are locked specifically for streaming. And we like to let people tell folks that they're going live even here. And so I I made a lot of the people who are streaming in our Discord, I made their, because Canva, shouts out to Canva. I make all of my own overlays. So I do all my own overlays. I do all of my own ads that I make and stuff like that. So like any way I can help, I love the support. And so, please use the Discord. I will definitely be using your Discord as well. And joining you guys. So it's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And I'm still like looking at this photo. I just
it's something. It's a sight to behold.
Like now I'm sitting here like, damn, I wish I would have. I wanted to find somebody to pose in a photo with, and I just didn't have anybody. So I was like, "This is."
I'll pose with you at BlurCon next year if you show up.
Yes. No, come on,
crossover content.
Yes,
crossover content.
Like, because that's what my community's been asking for. It's like you do everything alone. Like, find somebody that you want to make content with. And I was like, well, it's a process finding somebody to make content with. Like,
it is.
You cannot just make content with anybody. Like, they gotta be like, it's got to be somebody that actually wants to make content, and it doesn't have to be like the sexualized stuff. Like, I want to just stand nude with somebody and be like, look at the like passion in this, like just how it looks. And that one right there.
That was me getting ready to catch a plane. So like,
that.
And maybe I need to add that to my packing menu. Like maybe I just need to like click before I stuff everything in my suitcase.
That was
Ray, Goku, do you guys have any closing remarks before we tell everybody where they can find us and follow us and do all of the things?
You want to go first, Ray? You want me to say
something? I'm good.
I enjoy this conversation and I enjoy this space. It's like, it feels like home. I felt very welcomed and very loved having all these conversations and inspired, and motivated. And I'm like, damn.
And it's good seeing you again, Goku.
Yes, it's good seeing you again too. Yes, I'm shy sometimes.
Go. Listen, okay, I'm not gonna go there. Well, I'll talk to you after we cut.
We will cut.
Mike, can you please run down the list of where people can find you, follow you, support you, etc.?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mike, right?
Yes, Mike. There are two places. There are two link trees made. I made a link tree. The not safe for work stuff, and there's the safe for work stuff. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at Sexynerdmovement _official, because that's like the 24th page, and I had to come up with a different way to say it. And in that link bio, if you guys, and I know Jiggly follows me and a lot of you guys follow me, there is a link tree for everything. That link tree is a not safe for work link tree, so don't be surprised if you see sexual content. There is a safe for work one that only lives on Twitch. When you can find me on Twitch at Sexynerdmovement. That's it. It's just Sexynerdmovement. Everything from there, you'll find it. Like I said, newsletters coming out this weekend to start highlighting more people within the Sexy Nerd movement, give recaps over the week and stuff like that. So I am now see it. A child tried to walk in here. Close the door, son. Thank you. So that's the rundown. So you find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Reddit, but definitely Discord. I live in Discord. That's where our community lives, and I make sure to be a part of that community just as much. So.
All right. Thank you. And I guess we'll just go around the horn with everybody. Let's start with you, Goku.
Oh, all right, you guys can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on TikTok and Twitter, yes, as Goku's God Cousin, and I love you.
Ray, go.
So I'm in Georgia Ray, aka Ray. You can find me on Instagram under the same name, as well as Twitch. I'm trying to get better about streaming. I'm actually planning on doing a little today. And I'm always either on Instagram or in our Discord.
Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna get you there on that Twitch, girl. I ain't get you affiliate for nothing. We're gonna keep going. Okay.
Word. Because I need that. I don't play Sims, and the way that you talked about it makes me very interested. And I need like one of your Sims streams so that I can understand. Because when I heard them talk, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't like Sims because of Simlish. I don't fuck with the minions because of how they talk. Like, it's just kind of annoying to me. But I will definitely check out one of your Sim streams because now I'm curious. The way that you speak about it is like, maybe I'm missing something. Let me see what Ray got going on.
Yeah. Follow her. Nobody want to watch. We want to watch.
Just follow her. Yes.
Plant Bay right there. But only 2 people can call her that. Nobody else can. But this is your girl SDTrinity. SDTrinity literally on everything: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. If you want to play with me on PlayStation, it's SDTrinity1. Don't know who took SDTrinity on there, but it is what it is. I'm definitely heavy on Twitch too. SDTrinity on all of those. All my links, I think, are all connected to each other. So you go to one, you'll probably find the others. Salida Squirrel Squad, come join the Squirtle Squirts and get wet.
Ooh, I want wet with all the drippings. All the drippings.
Yes.
All the drippings.
All the squirts.
Oh. Yes, all of it. All the gushing, the dripping, the bean juice.
You play Fall Guys and Call of Duty? I just added you on PlayStation.
Yeah, I do. I'm a variety streamer, so I got the Call of Duty, I got the Fall Guys, I'm playing Stray heavy right now. Love this cat game. I got my Switch too. We'll play Mario Kart with the homies. We were just on Goku's Island last night doing Animal Crossing. So whatever I feel like is what I'll play.
It looks like we play a lot of the similar games. I feel Jackbox Party Mix.
Love Jackbox.
We might have to get together next week for Monopoly night or Uno on stream.
Uno. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yes. Collab we didn't know we needed.
Are always a good time. If anybody is out there, listen. It is always a party. We talked earlier about how Trin remembers things. She makes you feel welcome. She makes you feel a part of her family. She makes you feel like you matter because she remembers who you are. It's wonderful. And then everybody in her chat is just so loving and welcoming. I'm not going to say it doesn't get spicy there because it definitely does. We definitely go there. So it's not mild, and the channel warns you when you click in. This is adult shit going on here, but we have a great time. Trend streams are always dope. Gotta join in one day. So make sure you go give my girl a follow.
I just followed.
Yeah, my computer just yelled at me. He's like, "Thanks for the follow. I forgot I had it up."
Oh my God. So if you're watching the stream one of these days and you follow me, so this is how adult my stream is. Everybody knows Pornhub. The music that comes on when you watch one, that's the song that plays when you follow me. So somebody was like, "What the hell did I just hear?" And I was like, "Hey, thank you for following. What was the Sexynerdmovement? You sexy beast, you." And they'd be like, "Is that Pornhub?" I was like, "It's not. Yeah, that was you."
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna wait to follow you then when you go live because I want to hear it. So
now, and I don't stream on the weekends. It's usually a surprise if I do, but now I feel like I should because I'm like maybe me and Trim might go at it in Yu-Gi-Oh on stream. We gonna see.
We gonna see.
Or Pokemon Unite. We gonna see.
That's my game.
Pokemon Unite. Okay, and I didn't realize that I already followed Sunshine. Like I already followed you on Instagram because I was like I went on a like spree on all her stuff, and I was like, oh, I already liked all this stuff. Like I was like, who is this? I don't know who this is, but like she fits all the demographics of like. Wait, let me stop.
And on that note, I am Jiggly Senpai. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitch, I'm getting my Twitter reactivated, but I'm there. Jiggly Senpai 3 on all platforms because I couldn't have Jiggly Senpai. Also, check out my website, which just dropped, jigglysenpai.com. There you can subscribe and get announcements for things that I'm doing across all of my places. If you forget all of this or you have to dive into it later, just go to my Instagram, Jiggly Senpai 3. My link tree has all of my stuff in it so you can connect to everywhere from there. Thank you guys so much for being on today's episode. We got to talk about sexy nerds, what's unsexy, consent is sexy. So make sure you're having a conversation with whoever you're engaging with and everybody is comfortable. On that note, see you next time. Bye.